I grew up on a dairy and grain farm in south central North Dakota. Helped my parents out farming. While I was going to college, I went to NDSU, degree in business and some ag focus. Started at the credit union here at First Community in 1995 and managed the Wishick office. Helped out, worked with a lot of farmers down in that area, and transferred up here 2 years ago and have been helping out, working up here and helping with farmers here at the credit union in Jamestown. Our organization, our board of directors, staff, everybody feels that farm rescue is a very worthy cause. Very good purpose. North Dakota, strong agricultural state, and the farm operation historically is a very high accident industry where things happen to families, bad things can happen, and it's a very worthy program that can help families get through that. First Community Credit Union has been throughout the state of North Dakota for many years. We're celebrating our 70th anniversary this year. We've worked with many farmers, ag-related businesses over the course of the last 70 years. We've started out originally a small group of people in the community helping each other out with their financial needs, savers helping the borrowers, and it was strong agricultural when it originated and is carried through to today.
I grew up in Edgeley, North Dakota, just 38 miles south of Jamestown on a beef farm. Grew up picking rocks and hauling hay and pulling calves, and kind of like our branch manager, Darren Fink, I later went to NDSU and then got involved in making ag loans, and I've been doing that for about 26 years now. I've been at First Community Credit Union for 10 years, and it's been about the 10 best years of my life. I've really enjoyed working here. You know, here at First Community Credit Union, farming and the people involved in the farm business are a big part of what we do here. Taking care of farmers is what we do, and we take our commitment to agriculture very seriously. You know, working with farmers it's the best part of my job, and the best part of working with farmers is getting actually out on the farm with them, getting out on their turf, because that's where they're really comfortable. And I always tell people that I do farm visits in a 100-mile radius of Jamestown here, and it's just absolutely the best part of my job. And I try in the summertime to get out one day a week, and it just absolutely, really getting out, seeing how the operations work, and it's just the best part. And we've seen over the years, I personally and other loan officers at the credit union, where farm families have had tough situations where there's been an illness, an accident, and you know, farm families are very self-reliant people. They're humble people, and they don't like to ask for help. But what I've seen of the farm rescue operation, it's a good thing. You should apply. You should put your pride aside, your fear aside, not knowing if you qualify. Farm rescue is there to help, and if they can help, they will. And that's what their mission is, and honestly, they're there to help, and you just should apply. There's a number, I know it, it's 701-252-2016, or you can go on farmrescue.org. They have a wonderful website, and I happen to know a couple of ladies that work down at that office, and they're going to help you if they can. Our philosophy here at First Community Credit Union is people helping people. It's been that for as long as I can remember. And I really see Farm Rescue has the same philosophy, people helping people. So I like the partnership that we've formed with Farm Rescue. And I've got to tell you though, when I first heard about this guy from Cleveland, North Dakota, that was going to start this organization called Farm Rescue, and it was going to be run by volunteers and donations, to be honest, I thought that might be kind of crazy. I think it's a nice idea, but I don't know if it can actually work. And then I'm going to tell you though that if you ever think you're an insignificant ripple in the ocean of time, you should consider the story of Bill Gross and Farm Rescue. And 3 weeks ago I had the opportunity to help with the farm rescue operation down at Linton, North Dakota, just actually west of Linton, a few miles, on a farm that was ravaged by the spring floods and Mother Nature. And during the day I saw volunteers, I saw sponsors that came and helped volunteer. I was really impressed with the people that actually drove the tractors, filled the planters, put the seed in the ground, because they're actual farmers and they were, you know, I can tell it's not their first rodeo. And they're joking and having fun, and yet they're working hard. And then during the day, these other volunteers and employees of the sponsors came out to this farm and were picking up debris and logs out of the field and just helping out wherever they could. And it was at some point there later in the afternoon, I kind of chuckled to myself and smiled. You know, I thought, well, this was one guy's crazy idea that brought all these people together, and all this energy that was expanded and all the good that was done today, seeding the field, cleaning the fields. It was just a wonderful day. And it made me realize that crazy isn't always crazy. I'm just really proud of Jamestown, North Dakota. I'm really proud of First Community Credit Union. We started 70 years ago this year. And the way I understand it, I've had it explained to me by different people, the old timers I call them, the ones that have little numbers. And I always say I like the members that come in with little numbers, because they were here when it was a fledgling organization, much the same as Farm Rescue was maybe like 4 years ago. The way I understand it, we started in the back room of a Farmers Union oil company. It was the Farmers Union members in Jamestown and Stutsman County that started First Community Credit Union, and it grew to the wonderful organization we are today with 15 branches, and we cover the southeast quadrant of North Dakota, from Bismarck to Wahpeton, Fargo, down to Linton, and we get into South Dakota and Minnesota a little bit too. And just knowing that Farm Rescue's founder, Bill Gross, also is a Stutsman County boy from a little town called Cleveland, I'm very proud of that. When I see him on CNN, I see him in People magazine, and to know that this guy with an idea came from a little town of Cleveland, which is a neighbor of Jamestown, Stutsman County, and that's where we're both, our main headquarters are operating out of. I'm very proud of that. You know, and I just recently read a story about another operation that Farm Rescue helped down in Lemoore, North Dakota, and the family farmer there said that it's nice to know that there's still people willing to help family farmers. And I too am just amazed that an outfitting company from Colorado, where Farm Rescue is not located, would send $10,000. I mean, that is amazing. It renews your faith in mankind. And I really believe that the concept, even though it started small, I saw a sign on a billboard a little while ago, a sugar beet seed. You hold it like that, and yet a sugar beet gets about like that. So I think Farm Rescue is going to grow like a sugar beet seed, and I think it's going to go regionally, and I really believe, I can see now, it's going to go nationwide, if not internationally, because farmers are farmers everywhere, and people want to help. And the philosophy of people helping people, which is what we have here at First Community Credit Union, and obviously Farm Rescue has it too. I'm just really happy that we're partners. And each year, First Community Credit Union has upped its commitment to Farm Rescue. And that's what I would ask and challenge the other sponsors to do, to consider each year increasing your commitment to Farm Rescue and the ag sector of our great state and this nation.